My name is Scott Fisher. I am one of our financial consultants here with John Graham and Associates. And so tonight we're going to be talking about Social Security. And what we're really going to be going through there is Social Security and how it can tie into your retirement income, and walking through a few different strategies of when you take Social Security and the impact that it can have over your lifetime. Thank you for everyone who's joined us on here tonight. For future reference, every month we do educational topics, on Social Security, to college planning, to special needs planning. If you enjoyed what you learned here and think it would be beneficial for, a friend or a family, we highly recommend to invite them next time you see this talking about Social Security or to any of our future topics. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And so securing your retirement. Well, the first thing with Social Security is how long are you going to live, right? More and more people are living longer, much longer than you might suspect. Really, with the technology and with healthcare being as advanced as it is, even from 10 or 20, 30 years ago. So what we see here, a male age 65 has a 50% chance of living to 87. Living to 93 is a 25% chance. Females at age, as soon as they turn age 65, 50% chance of living to 89. 25% chance of 96. Those are, that's still a lot of years there after 65. And what we even see is with couples, as soon as they hit age 65, there is a 50% chance one person is going to live to 93, and a 25% chance that one's going to live to 98. So the impacts of that Social Security, taking it, do you take it early? Do you take it late? Do you take it, right at 65? The longevity is really going to be one of those main factors. Hey, how long are you going to live? So just another great stat for us here is, how 67% of people taking Social Security right now are taking reduced benefits. Only 33% are taking, their full or increased benefits. So, by a wide margin, it is pretty popular to start taking that early. So, jumping in with some of the rules. With as the examples that we go through here, you're going to see a lot of that, the PIA, or the primary insurance amount. And what that is really meaning is that is the full benefit that you're going to be receiving at your full retirement age. Now, your full retirement age, if you're born between 1943, 1954, is going to be 66. Now, if you're 1960 or later, it's going to be 67. A little bit earlier than that, 65. So full retirement age is that full benefit amount. And then you do have the option to take it earlier. At age 62, you are eligible at reduced benefits. We'll go through what those reduced benefit amounts are here in a couple slides. And then the opposite. If you delay your Social Security benefit, you can delay until age 70, and that is going to increase your benefit amount on a monthly basis. So here's what we see if we start collecting early, right? At the far right on our graph here, we see the full retirement age, 100% benefit, pretty straightforward. As we continue to take it earlier and earlier and earlier, there 5 years earlier at age 62, your benefit would be reduced 30%, And so you would only be receiving 70% of your full-time benefit. Now, that reduction is not permanent. Now, the US government does do cost of living adjustments, or what's often called COLA adjustment. And so even though you took your benefit early, you still are going to be receiving those COLA adjustments as inflation happens, throughout your lifetime. So some things to be considering before you apply for your Social Security. First is working. Are you planning on working part-time throughout retirement, or are you gonna step away from your full-time career there at age 60 and work part-time doing something you love until you're 66 or 65? What does that really look like? Longevity. I think this is probably one of the biggest things is how long and it's one of the hardest things to predict too, right? How long are you going to live? I don't know. Nobody really knows that. And so trying to get the best prediction you can helps with the Social Security calculations. And then also, your spouse. Is there a big age difference between you and your spouse? Do you have a divorced spouse? Or are you widowed? All those things can come into play when talking about Social Security. Now, working. So you are able to collect Social Security and still work. Now, with that, there's just some limitations within the benefit amount that Social Security will give you while working. So when you are under your full retirement age and you're collecting Social Security, you're still able to work and make just under $19,000 a year. Soon as you get over that threshold, $1 of benefit is going to be withheld for every $2 of earnings above that limit. Now, this does change soon as you reach the year of your full retirement age. That from just under 19,000 goes to above 50,000, and also the benefit amount is less reduced. So it's only $1 of benefit is withheld for every $3 in earnings above that. Now, this is as soon as you reach your full retirement age and beyond, there is no limitation or benefit reduction for your earnings. Now, coming back to that year of your full retirement, if you're like me, the January birthday, it's great because it's right as soon as your birthday hits, you don't have to worry about that income limit. Those October, November, December babies, they have to worry about that. So now you do have the option to change your mind, right? If you start taking Social Security at just say age 64, something happens or you want to stop those benefit payments, you do have the ability to change your mind and stop those benefits and resume them at a later date. Now, we've talked about that reduction. Now, what we're showing here is the opposite. What if you waited after your full retirement age and you're going to see that benefit increase? And this chart's going to show us how much. So there on that far left, we're seeing your full retirement age, 100% benefit. And then every year that you wait, if you wait, that 4 years to be at age 70, your monthly benefit will max out at 132% of your full retirement benefit. So one key takeaway from this here as well is after year 4 or after age 70, there is no more increase. So if you do delay, age 70 is that max. As soon as you hit that, there's no benefit in continuing to wait as far as an increased benefit amount. So the breakdown analysis. So what this really shows is going to be when you take your monthly benefit, how long do you have to live to break even? So the first ones that we'll look at here is at age 62 in orange, if you took your Social Security right away at that reduced benefit amount, versus if you waited until your full retirement age at 66. Basically, at age 62, you'd have to live at least until age 78 for you to come out ahead. If you were to pass away before 62 and 78, you made the right decision. You got the most out of your benefit. Now, if you took it at the yellow line and took it at your full retirement age, if you lived past age 78, you made the right choice. You got more money by waiting, receiving a bigger benefit for that same amount of time. Now, on the other side, if you delayed until age 70, you need to live till at least 82 and a half to come out ahead. If you pass away before that date, then you ended up making the wrong decision in the sense of you received less benefit than if you would have been better off taking it earlier. So this is where that really, I think that breakdown analysis and that longevity really comes into play of, well, how long do you think you're going to live can make a big factor. So jumping in with the spousal and survivor benefits. So what we're going to go through here is a few examples. We have Jordan and his wife, Alex. So in this case, what we're seeing is the spousal benefit amounts, and how does that work? So we see at Jordan at the full retirement age, the full benefit is $2,200. Alex looks like she did not pay into Social Security, and doesn't have a benefit. So with that, at the full retirement age, Alex could earn up to 50% or $1,100 there on Jordan's earnings benefit. So that is, the spousal benefits are 50% at full retirement benefits. So what if Jordan said, hey, I'm going to take mine a little earlier here at 62. Jordan receives a reduced rate. However, Alex waits until that full retirement age and is able to collect the $1,100 still, because again, it is Alex holds the right to 50% of the full retirement benefit, not the benefit that is being collected. So, and as we go through that there, Alex does hold that right to collect it earlier. However, as you can see, it's going to be at a reduced rate. And on the opposite side, it makes sense to start it at full retirement age and not delay any past that, because there is no benefit increase. It always is going to cap out at that 50% of that full monthly benefit. Now, so here we kind of see as the example, Jordan waits until age 70, receives that increase in benefit on his earnings. However, Alex does not receive any benefit increase. It's still that $1,100. Now, talking about the suspending of benefits. So, hey, if you decide to stop your benefits there for whatever reasons and restart at a future date, here's a great example of why it might make sense and how it would work. So Jordan starts early at age 62, same with Alex. As you can see there, their both benefits are reduced. However, they're reduced at different amounts. Jordan is reduced by 25%. Alex there is reduced by 30%. Soon they collect there for a few years. Soon as they hit full retirement age, Jordan suspends this benefit in return because Jordan suspended his. Alex's is now turned off as well. Through that suspended period, no benefit is given. However, Jordan is collecting that 8% annual increase and turns it back on there at age 70. He receives that 32% increase. However, Alex is still receiving that same $770 from 8 years earlier at age 62. So those are all great assumptions when the other spouse has zero, right? When Alex didn't have any benefit. Now, how does it work when Alex does have some benefit? This example here, Alex has a $600 benefit. Jordan is still at the $2,200. So right away, we can tell that what's Alex's maximum? Well, it's going to be that $1,100 still, right? The 50% of the full retirement benefit or the PIA. Now, with Alex, if she took hers early, not only does she receive a reduced benefit on her earnings benefit amount, but also on the spousal amount. Receiving the full benefit amount there at 66, she receives the full 600. In addition, with $500 to max out the spousal benefit. At age 70, her portion grows to $792. However, she is still capped at that spousal benefit max at $1,100. So the spousal benefit is just a little bit less there at $308. So here, what we really get talking about is if both spouses have paid well into Social Security, we can see they're pretty straightforward. Alex at $2,500, Jordan still at $2,200. Full retirement age, it's pretty straightforward. Now, some of what's going through here is the survivor benefits. So about 20% of the population are only collecting their husband's benefits. A quarter of the population there are collecting a mix of both. And then 55% of women are collecting, their own benefits only. They're not choosing survivor benefits. However, what we can see here in how survivor benefits really work is with Jordan and Alex. If Jordan were to pass away, Alex would have the option of either collecting Jordan's $2,200 or her $600. Pretty much, that's a no-brainer, right? They take Jordan's $2,200, a lot more than the $600. However, that is also going to influence, in the future there as well. What happens if Jordan took a reduced benefit? Then the survivor benefit is also reduced. And likewise, if you waited, Jordan's benefits there at 70, that would be the survivor's benefit for Alex there in the future. So not only is it your benefit, but maybe things to be thinking about is survivor benefits as well. So some collection strategies. What this really goes through is, hey, how can you optimize getting the most benefit out of your Social Security? So Jordan and Alex, they're staying with us throughout the whole presentation. So very similar benefit numbers there. Jordan's at 2,200. Alex is at 600 at full retirement age. Jordan's going to live to 75. Alex is going to live to 84. So we see here if they started at the reduced benefit at 62, over that lifetime, Jordan is going to collect about $277,000. Alex's benefit is going to collect $75,000. The spousal benefits is going to pay just under $59,000, and then survivor benefits that Alex will make from 75 to 84 is going to be $196,000, giving us the total of throughout their lifetime from 62 to Alex's passing there at age 84, a little over $607,000 in income through Social Security. Now, what happens if they did that at full retirement age? Well, at full retirement age, they come out ahead at about $633,000. If they waited until age 70, it's going to only be $601,000. So waiting in this case, hey, waiting was the worst case you could have done. Now, the best case, the best strategy would have been for Alex to start collecting that benefit there at 62, even though it's a reduced rate, she's collecting it longer. Through this, that allowed Jordan to max out the benefit amount until age 70. And at that point, from age 75 to 84, Alex would receive that $2,904 as a survivor benefit for a longer period of time. So she would actually see her income, really her income would stay pretty level with Social Security there because Jordan decided to wait. Now, same situation. What if they live longer? If that's the case, they come out even better. So kind of the theme here tonight, as you can see, is, the longer that you live, the better it is to wait. The shorter the shorter your lifespan is, the earlier you should start. So we can see there by using this strategy, they're collecting a little bit over $1 million in Social Security benefit over their lifetime. Now, here's a great strategy that they're both pretty even as far as the benefit amounts. And really what this strategy is called here is the restricted application. Now, this is not as common, simply because to do this, you'd have to be born in 1953 or earlier. So with that legislative changes, as we sit here today, those 1953 or earlier are now at the age of 68. So they're typically, would already have collected Social Security or are going to plan to here in the next few years. So we're going to see this be less and less common here in the future. But what it does, we can see Jordan here still has a little bit higher of a benefit. And so what they decide to do is Alex takes the early benefit at the reduced rate. At the full retirement age, Jordan collects the spousal benefits of half of the 2,000. What that allows to happen is Jordan's benefit continues to increase. At that point, at age 70, he stops the spousal benefits, goes on his own record, and therefore they're able to, max out what they have there throughout their lifetime and be able to provide a little over $1.3 million in income. So as far as kind of jumping gears into widow benefits or survivors benefits. In this example, we see Chris has on his own benefit amount is $2,200 a month. His survivor benefit is $2,500 a month, and he is going to live until age 92. So by the one thing with survivor's benefit is you can't start it earlier. It's not age 62. It actually is, you can start it as early as age 60. However, it is, like always, a reduced benefit. So what you see in this example is Chris taking survivor benefits at a reduced amount until age 70, giving his own earnings that benefit increase until age 70. That's when he would switch over to his own earnings record and be able to collect that higher amount later in life. And again, you can really see the benefit of this strategy, where if he just took his own amount at 62, it's 753,000. Full retirement age, 810. Age 70, 801. Versus this strategy is providing over $1 million in income. So an additional $200,000 from Social Security over your lifetime, that's a pretty significant amount by any definition. Now, what happens if Chris's benefit was less than the survivor's benefit? Well, then it's kind of little flip-flops, right? Where at age 62, he would collect his own benefit. And that's the big key there, right? Is the reason he's not taking it at 60 is because he can't. It's only that's his benefit. So he has to wait until 62, collect the reduced rate. At full retirement age, the survivor's benefit is not going to get any more increase after that full retirement age, as we kind of went through there before. So switch over to the full retirement age and look to collect the survivor's benefit to maximize the income. Now, some additional info here with the spousal benefits and survivor benefits. Now, this is for a divorced spouse. A few things need to have happen and really to make you eligible to, as an ex-spouse, to earn benefits on your ex-spouse's earnings record. So the first thing for spousal benefits is you're going to have had to have been married to your ex-spouse for at least 10 or more years. As of today, you'd have to be unmarried. The two of you would both have to be at least the age of 62, and you would have to be divorced for at least 2 years. Now, the one caveat there with the 2-year rule, if you divorced when you were already eligible for spousal benefits at the time of the divorce, that rule does not apply. Now, with survivor benefits, that same rule, you'd have to be married to your ex-spouse for at least 10 or more years. You would have to be either unmarried or married after the age of 60 to your new spouse. And you also must be at least the age of 60. So we'll kind of bringing that back there. Survivor benefits, you can't take early at age 60. You can do that as a divorced spouse as well if you meet the other qualifications. Now, very popular question that we often get asked, hey, is Social Security taxable? How does that work? Do I have to worry about that? Only answer, kind of like everything, is, well, it depends. And so what they go off of is the what's called the provisional income. And so that provisional income is going to be half of your Social Security benefit. So that's a key portion there. It's half of your benefit plus your modified adjusted gross income. So as long as, we can see there on the left and the right, the single and then the married filing jointly brackets. But if that provisional income is, 25,000 on the single side or 32,000 on the joint side or less, zero of the benefits is going to be taxed. We see there, if that amount is between, between 25 and 34 or 32 and 44, on a 0 to 50% of the benefits will be taxed. If it's higher than that amount, you're going to see between 7 and 85% of the benefit is taxable. So next steps, as you're getting closer to Social Security, I think one thing that they do there, as soon as you turn about 56, 57, they start sending you. They start mailing you statements and things like that about your Social Security to get you all excited for it. But, the Social Security website is a great place to go and gather that information. That's at ssa.gov. You're going to be able to, know what your benefit amounts is, what those reduced rates are, the increased benefit, and a lot of other information there. And how you can file when you decide it's right. You can either go online, call in person, call on the phone or go in person. And so you have a couple of different options depending on which way you prefer. So at the end of the day, we just talked about a lot of information, right? And so I think it's extremely important that you want to make sure you know and gather that information on your own benefits, on your spousal's benefits, and work with a financial professional. Us here at John Graham and Associates are available to sit down and go through that as a financial planning review and go through that in detail with you, because it's complicated. There's a lot of moving parts to it. And, at the end of the day, you want to be able to make that right decision.